So for this week's tutorial, I wanted to show you a couple different ways of using the Mylar. So I've done it over a full color, and then I've actually also mixed it with some pigments, which is kind of a different cool look that you can get from them. So first off, this is gonna go underneath of your flex. So before you do your building, so I've gone ahead and I've applied my bondage, my first and last, and then on this nail here I've done 2 coats of the new hashtag Way Talented and done a full 2-minute cure on that. So I'm going to show you over the full color first. So the first step here is to apply a thin coat of flex, and then you're going to take your Mylar, and what I like to do is I just put some right onto my manicure pad. And I find a lot of the time that the chunks are a little bit too big and they kind of get a little rogue and stick up all over the place. So I just take a pair of small scissors and cut those chunks into smaller pieces. Okay, now that I have some smaller pieces to work with, I'm going to take my Pro Round. This is the same old Pro Round. This is like my art Pro Round. So this is what I use for my glitters and stuff like Mylar and things like that. I don't use this with first and last or French or anything else, just strictly for art. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some of these Mylar pieces, and on this first layer I'm just going to lay some down randomly. And the biggest key to this is making sure you don't have any pieces that are overlapping. If you have pieces that are overlapping, it causes like an air pocket and you'll have problems with it chipping off. So we just want to make sure that there's some random pieces everywhere, but nothing overlapping. And then that's just going to go in for a quick 10 to 15 second cure, just to hold those Mylar pieces in place. And then we're going to put another thin coat of flex on top. Start to layer the Mylar into those spaces that are empty because we didn't want anything overlapping. And it's the same thing on this second layer. You can overlap anything that's existing, but you don't want to overlap Mylar pieces on the same layer. And same thing, that's going to go in for a quick 10 to 15 second cure. And I'm going to do one more layer, the exact same thing. So just a nice thin coat of flex, and then picking up my little Mylar pieces and placing them wherever I feel needs a little bit more. You don't have to worry about them sticking up all over the place in weird directions. You're gonna encapsulate this in the flex, and when you file it, all of those little tiny pieces that are sticking up are gonna get filed off. And now for the second look with the pigments, all I've done is I've cut up a bit of my Mylar and I've mixed it in with some Flexure and whatever pigment powder you like. So today I've used the Amethyst and the Sapphire, both from Young Nails. You can use these with those Light Elegance Pretty powders as well, whatever pigment you like. And then with this, all I'm going to do is lay it down right onto my nail. I'm just making sure again that there's no pieces that are overlapping each other. And I'm going to kind of princess that Mylar up my nail. And again, you don't have to worry if there's any spots missing or whatnot, because you can always come back with a second layer of Mylar pieces to fill in any parts that you feel need some more. Pop that in for a couple seconds. And then just filling in those spots. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with the blue one. Once you're happy with that, then that can go in for a full 2-minute cure. Okay, so now I'm going to take my flex and I'm going to encapsulate this Mylar into the flex. So you are going to use a little bit more product than normal, and these nails generally are a little bit thicker than normal, just the nature of the product. But just as always, you're just going to float your flex on top. And again, don't worry if there's any pieces of the Mylar sticking out of the flex when you do your filing. That's all going to get filed away. And because you are applying this flex a little thicker, if you're finding that it's running on you, by all means do a flash cure in between. So just do half of the nail, flash cure it for 3 to 5 seconds, and then you can come back and finish the other half of the nail without worrying about that flex flooding anywhere. So as you can see, they are very uneven. There's pieces sticking up everywhere, but that's totally expected. That's what it's supposed to be like. So after you have that flex all on there, go ahead and give that a full 2-minute cure. Okay, so after our full 2-minute cure, go ahead and give that a wipe, and then you're gonna do your shaping, filing like normal. Okay, now all my filing's done. All I have left to do is put on my top coat. I like to use sunshine over the Mylar. I think that it really makes it pop. Okay, and that's gonna go for your full 2-minute cure. All right, and give that a quick wipe. Finish it off with some cuticle oil. And there you have it, a couple different ways to apply the Mylar. It's really fun to work with. We do have it in different colors as well, so you can play around with it, and it's a lot of fun. And as always, questions and comments below. If you wanted to book some time with me for some one-on-one, some hands-on demos, or if you had any questions or anything in specific you'd like to see or learn, you can contact me directly on our Nail Basics Facebook page, sending me a message on there, or you can email me at tessa@nailbasics.ca.